guys, it's Abby, and today I am doing a Harley Quinn Halloween costume tutorial from the new movie Suicide Squad. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. So for her shirt, you will need paint, brushes, and a white shirt. So first I mixed red paint with a little bit of pink paint to give it more of a pinky red color, which I thought looked better than just a plain red color. And I just mix it all together, and you need to make sure that you have a lot of paint because I had to go back in 2 more times to add more paint. So start out with a lot so you don't have to worry about matching the colors. So after I mixed the paint, I just looked up an image on Google to use that as a reference for where I should paint. And I just followed that as a guide and added the color where it was necessary. I avoided the neckline because I'm going to cut that out later on, so I didn't see any point in putting the paint on there if I was just going to cut it off in the end. But your shirt doesn't have to be perfect. It's more messy in the movie. So if you make a little mess, if it's not completely perfect, that's good because it'll look just fine and it'll look better that way. And now I am just adding stripes to the sleeves. I did these on both of them, and I did it on the front and back. Once the shirt was mostly dry, I flipped it over, and here you can see that I had to mix more paint because this is where I ran out. And I just started painting it on the back of the shirt, pretty much on the same area where we painted on the front of the shirt, once again avoiding the neckline. And I have the sleeves folded up right now just because they were the last things I painted, so I wanted to make sure they were fully dried before they touched the carpet because I didn't want to get anything on my carpet. But after that, I just unfolded the sleeves and painted the back like I did the front. And I did not show this part, but I used my transfer paper that I got from Michael's to put the wording on her shirt. So you can just pick up some transfer paper from Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever and just follow the instructions inside and it will tell you what to do. So after ironing, I let it cool like the instructions told me to do, and then I just peeled off the transfer paper, and you can see that the letters were left behind on my shirt. Now is the part where I cut the neckline out. I just grabbed a pair of craft scissors that I found and started cutting away at the neckline, but make sure you're careful because these are very sharp, and when I was little I accidentally cut my finger open with a pair of these because I wasn't paying attention and I had to get a bunch of stitches, and that definitely wasn't fun. So I would be careful with this because it is a little hard to cut around the neckline of the shirt. Now I am trimming the bottom of the shirt, and I just cut off a little bit. You can cut off more if you want, but I just wanted a slight cropped look, and afterwards I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit so it rolls up at the bottom. Now with those same scissors, I'm cutting a little tiny hole in the shirt, and I'm taking a nail file and I am running over it to make the edges a little more rigid and messy looking, and I'm continuing to stretch it out and file it more as needed until I'm satisfied with the hole. And I do this a good 3 or 4 more times on the front, and then I flipped it over and did the back. But I have my shirt resting on a school textbook because I wanted a hard surface to work on, and I definitely recommend working on a hard surface for this part. Also, you will see at the end that I dyed one of the sleeves blue, and I just did this because that's how her shirt was in the movie, and I wanted it to look more accurate. So I just took a bowl of water and blue food coloring and dipped the sleeve in there, and that is completely optional, but I just thought it would look better. Now comes the fun part, which is the makeup. I am taking L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the shade C2, and I am applying that to my face and my neck. And I'm doing this because her skin is really light, so I'm taking the lightest shade I have, and I will be applying that with an EcoTools Custom Coverage Buffing Brush. Now I will set all of that foundation with the Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray, and then I will go in with my e.l.f. Translucent Powder using my EcoTools Blending and Bronzing Brush. For the eyeshadow, I will be using this Coastal Scents 88 shade eyeshadow palette that I got a really long time ago, as you can probably tell. Now I will be taking this pinky reddish color, and I will be using an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush to put it on my lid, and I will have it almost dripped down from the outer corner. And then I will be taking this black shade, and I will put that in the outer corner and under the lower lash line. And I put too much and didn't like how it looked, so I took more of the red and blended the black out slightly. For the other eye, I will be using that blue shade, and I will do the same thing I did last time. I'm using the same e.l.f. brush that I wiped off with a makeup removing wipe in between. And I'm just putting the eyeshadow all over my lid and have it come down from the outer corner, and I will be applying it to my lower lash line as well. Now going in with the black, I will be doing the same thing I did for the other eye. I'll be putting it on the outer corner and putting it under the lower lash line. And I did the same thing I did last time where I accidentally used too much, so I ended up blending it out with the blue this time until I was satisfied with how it looked. Now that we have finished the eyeshadow, I am curling my eyelashes on both of my eyes, and I will be applying a thin coat of the Colossal Volume Express Mascara by Maybelline. So right before I sat down to film this video, I remembered that I threw away my red lipstick a little while ago, so instead I am using this red lip liner, and I just put it all over my lips. Now for the hard part, which is her tattoos, I use the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner to apply the heart to my upper cheek right below the red eye. But I decided that I didn't like how it turned out, and I thought it was too light of a black, so I used the Maybelline Eye Studio eyeliner pot, and I just went over it again and made it darker. She has another tattoo on that same side that is just above her jawbone, and that was definitely the hardest part of this whole tutorial because I had to write it backwards since I was looking in a mirror. And it was just a little bit confusing, but my best advice for you is to take it slow, and what worked best for me was using an eyeliner pencil because I felt like I had the most control with that. So if you take it slow and use something that you know you have good control over, it should turn out fine. Now we will begin to work on the hair, and as you can see, my hair is a mess, but I'm just combing it out and I will be parting it down the middle. It's not perfectly down the middle because for some reason my hair just doesn't work when it's parted down the middle, so it's slightly off center because that's what works best for my hair. But I parted it down the middle, or as best as I could, and I'm just tying off one side, just a low ponytail for now, so I can keep it out of the way while I work with the other one. Now I am taking a little piece from the top front part of the other side, and I'm just taking my brush and combing it so there are no bumps, and I will be tying it in a high pigtail at the top of my head. Now for the other side, I will be doing the same thing. I will take out a small piece of hair from the top front, and the rest I will tie back into another high pigtail, combing out any of the bumps as I go along. So now we will need to slightly curl our hair, and here's me being dumb and touching the curling wand to see if it is hot enough to use and then burning myself. But I'm just going around my whole head and curling all of the hair slightly just to give it a little bit of waviness. Finally, for the last part, I went outside and I took this washable hair color spray that I got from Party City, and I sprayed red on the side that has the red eyeshadow and blue on the side that has the blue eyeshadow. After this, you are done. This is the final look, and I just paired the shirt with some blue Nike Pros, and I do not have any tights, but if I did, I would wear fishnets with these, and if it's colder by you, you could wear warmer tights to keep you warm, but it's up to you. But I will be posting more Halloween videos soon as Halloween gets closer. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!